This video explores one of the most important yet overlooked forces shaping global power. It explains why some nations fall behind while others rise, why wealth and influence are unevenly distributed, and why certain regions remain unstable. Every year, more people ask whether America is in decline, but these debates often ignore a deeper truth. The physical landscape of a country determines the limits of its choices. Geography quietly shapes the fate of nations, influencing their security, prosperity, and long-term stability. The land beneath each country can be a blessing, a challenge, or something in between. A vast flat plain stretching from Moscow to Warsaw, for example, has historically weakened Russia because it offers little natural defense. Armies from Europe marched through it with relative ease. Meanwhile, the Himalayas serve as a barrier for China, protecting it from neighboring states yet also preventing direct access to the Indian Ocean, restricting both trade and military options. On the opposite side of the world, the Mississippi River Basin provides the United States with more navigable waterways than the rest of the world combined, allowing for abundant food supplies and cheap internal transportation. Understanding these geographic advantages and limitations helps explain why nations develop so differently. To show how much geography matters, consider the 6 original cradles of civilization: the Olmec in Mexico, Carasupe in Peru, the Nile in Egypt, Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, and the Yellow River in China. If the goal of any early society was stability, growth, and peace, one of these regions was destined to outperform the others simply due to the environment around it. The Nile Valley offered predictable freshwater, fertile soil, easy transportation, and natural desert barriers that discouraged invasion. These geographic advantages allowed ancient Egypt to thrive for more than 3,000 years. It was the last of the original civilizations to fall, and its longevity was no coincidence. The Nile was reliable, gentle enough to avoid catastrophic floods, and perfect for sustaining a large, stable population. The deserts on either side protected it from foreign armies long before advanced militaries existed. As global populations expanded, from 200 million in year 0 to 500 million by 1500, societies began to collide. Territories shifted constantly, kingdoms rose and fell, and conflict shaped every major region: Europe, China, Japan, and Africa. By 1800, the world reached 1 billion people. After World War II, that number tripled. Yet as nuclear weapons emerged, large-scale invasions became far riskier, and borders changed more slowly. Geography became locked in, and the advantages or limitations of each nation became more permanent. Among all global landmasses, the United States inherited some of the strongest geographic foundations. Its coastline is filled with natural deepwater ports formed by ancient glaciers. These ports, unlike many in Europe, rarely freeze in winter, allowing uninterrupted trade. Early European settlers used these natural harbors to establish powerful coastal cities: New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and quickly expand inland. However, the true core of America's long-term power was the Louisiana Purchase. For a relatively small sum in today's money, the United States obtained the most productive stretch of farmland in the world. It included flat, navigable rivers linking nearly the entire central region to the Gulf of Mexico. No nation could realistically replicate this. The land was so valuable that France knowingly sold it to weaken Britain, believing it would eventually elevate the United States into a dominant rival. As the U.S. expanded westward, it secured both the Atlantic and Pacific coasts. The result was an unparalleled defensive advantage: 2 massive oceans acting as shields from foreign invasion. This geographic buffer protected the United States from the destruction other developed nations endured throughout modern history. While Europe rebuilt after 2 world wars and Japan recovered from catastrophic bombings, American infrastructure remained untouched. To understand how geography influences a country's power, consider how major nations compare to the United States. China has access to only one ocean, and its maritime routes are surrounded by states that are often unfriendly. Most of China's imported oil passes through the narrow Malacca Strait, an extremely vulnerable choke point. This is why China has invested tens of billions of dollars to build overland routes to the Indian Ocean through Pakistan and Myanmar. Its military strategy is shaped by this singular geographic limitation. Africa, despite its immense size and natural resources, faces a different challenge. Many of its rivers are blocked by waterfalls or rapids, making internal transport extremely difficult. The Congo River, for example, becomes unnavigable at the Inga Rapids, preventing goods from flowing from the interior to the ocean. The coastline of Africa is unusually smooth, lacking natural harbors. With few indentations to shelter ports, strong ocean currents deposit sediment, requiring constant dredging to keep channels open. This made maritime commerce nearly impossible before modern engineering. Russia, meanwhile, lies between two geographic vulnerabilities. The flatlands to its west offer almost no defensive barriers, enabling invasions by both Napoleon and Hitler. Even if Russia controlled this entire region, it still lacks easily accessible warm water ports. To reach the Atlantic, Russian ships must navigate through narrow straits controlled by other countries. This is one reason Russia has long sought influence in the Middle East, to secure permanent access to a warm water port. Britain provides another example of geography shaping destiny. Its island location protected it for centuries and supported one of the world's greatest naval empires. But the invention of long-range aircraft changed everything. Suddenly, an ocean that once provided perfect defense no longer guaranteed safety, contributing to the gradual shift of global financial power from London to the United States. When assessing global influence, three questions matter most. Can a nation feed its population? Can it defend itself from invasion? Can it trade with the world? Only one country consistently ranks at the highest level in all three categories: the United States. This does not mean the United States is immune to decline. But predictions of its collapse often ignore the fundamental role that geography plays in shaping national power. The first mentions of American decline date back nearly a century, yet the country remains dominant because its geographic advantages remain unchanged. Nations rise and fall for many reasons: politics, economics, social change, but land is the foundation beneath it all. Until the geography of a nation changes, its long-term position is unlikely to shift dramatically. Understanding this reveals why America remains uniquely positioned and why geography will continue to shape the global balance of power for generations to come.